It's beer o'clock on Real Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Nøgne and it's a bottle of their Saison. Quite a clear beer. I've had this beer a month or two. You can see a little bit of yeast there in the bottom of the bottle. And I'm quite surprised, to be honest. Well, there's the bottle cap. It was at my local Tesco a couple of months ago. Look at that. Nice bit of smoke on the opening. And yeah, come across some Nøgne in Tesco's, which is fabulous. Okay, I know Nøgne now is owned by Norway's biggest lager company. I think are they called Ringnes, or I'll come to that in a moment. I'll work that out in my head. But I mean, if they're producing good beer, some people like the idea, some people don't like the idea. If they're producing good beer, I mean, I'm thinking to myself, I can now go to my local Tesco and I can pick up a Nøgne Saison. As long as it tastes good, then it benefits me massively. So, for the Saison, it's quite calm. It's quite a calm beer. Normally it's a little bit more kind of lively than that. It's got a it's got no head at all really. A little bit of a ring of a head around the outside of the glass. It's cleared as a bell. Golden, light golden in colour. Let's get the aroma. It smells like bran flakes. Or a mixture of sugar puffs and bran flakes. Really biscuity and bready. It smells quite good. Let's dive in. Cheers. It's not too bad. Most definitely tastes like a Saison, but I think it needs more carbonation. It needs more of that Saison fizz, that punch, that punch of carbonation that you get from a Saison. It's lacking in this beer. It has everything else. It's biscuity, it's bready, it's freshly baked bread. It's like bran flakes and sugar puffs in the flavour too. And then you get that lovely Saison yeast flavour, that farmhouse, slightly horse blankety flavour. But there's not a lot of, from a Saison you want more puff, you want more boom, shebang, a little bit more excitement, lots more carbonation certainly. What I'm trying to do is drink some of the beer so I can get, let's shake up that yeast. Let's see if we can do something with that yeast to try and maybe give it a little bit more life. Here we go. Right, that might improve things slightly. Now it's looking more like a Saison. Maybe it was the fact that I've had it a couple of months in my cupboard. The yeast in the bottle, all the sediment just over the few months took its time, settled down and made a little bit of a yeast cake at the bottom of the bottle, which we needed to kind of shake up and get it into the glass. So, in all honesty, maybe I wanted to use my Nøgne glass. Maybe I should have used a bigger glass to give the beer more of a chance in the review. Let's try it again. It's a bit better in terms of flavour. It's tasting more like a Saison now. But completely, it's more or less flat. It's not right for a Saison. If you got, a lot of you guys watching the reviews are either big craft beer enthusiasts, some of you are home brewers, some of you are actual brewers. I've got some brewers watching along. You will know that a Saison should be really fizzy and lively on the palate, and really kind of, it's kind of a mixture between a lambic. You want something really kind of popping. That's the word I've been looking for. It needs to pop on the palate, and it's not quite doing it. It's not quite doing it at all. But flavour wise, it's got everything that a Saison needs to have. Slightly lemony flavour, horse blankety, it's biscuity, it's bready. Yeah, it's just the carbonation that's let this one down. I'm going to rate it Nøgne Saison. A little bit of a nettly hop back end as well on the beer. Available from my local Tesco, which is quite fantastic. They've introduced a lot of different craft beers. Maybe they've toned down the carbonation because the beer has to come from all the way over from Norway over to the UK, and in transit some bottles might explode. So maybe it was something to do with that they toned everything down a little bit in terms of the carbonation. But on the downside to that, then, you're not getting a nicely carbonated Saison, which you would fully expect. So I'm going to give it 2 ratings. No, I'm not. I'm going to give it 1 rating. I'll give it 1 rating and tell you what I think it could have been. What it could have been. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I still think it's a very nice tasting Saison. It's a 7 out of 10. But I think with a lot more carbonation, a lot more miles per hour, a lot more pop with that carbonation, I think we could have got it up to maybe an 8 or an 8.5 out of 10. So 7 out of 10 for Nøgne Saison. Thanks for watching. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! And cheers.